Sofa City Sounds. I'm your local musical shit show here to bring you all things Canadian metal, including tonight's guest, who is also the latest to be released for the Ryefield Studios Festival in the Whiskey Pit, which is happening August 10th. So please introduce yourself.
Well, we try to keep our personal identities out of it. But yeah, I guess just call me preacher is usually like the tag on Instagram. But we try and keep our faces covered, and I mean, I don't know, it's just a shtick.
Right on. Awesome. What made you guys decide to go that way? There's not too many bands that do that, so which is cool.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool, actually.
I don't know. It was actually just one of the guys had one of these black masks, and he wanted to wear it while we were playing, and then we ended up getting a whole bunch of them and just putting the band name across the forehead, and it went from there. Some of the
Cool.
guys regret the decision now because it's now that it's warm, it's
Yeah,
they kind of suck to play in, but we made our choice, so here we are.
yeah. Right on, dedicated, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Right on. So, okay, how did you guys get together and when did you guys get together? How did Scuzz come to be?
I think it was late 2019, early 2020, somewhere around that. We started just jamming together, just a couple of us, just doing covers of like, metal core songs that we all enjoyed. And then it just kind of evolved from there. Um, I don't even think we were actually planning to make a band initially, and then it just kind of morphed into one. We've all been in bands previously, but I think we were just looking to pass the time and play some music, and then yeah, it just kind of naturally snowballed into what it is now.
Right on. Awesome. So are all of your musical backgrounds metal or do you guys come from different musical backgrounds?
We've all been playing metal previously. Three of us, me, the drummer, and our main guitar player or our lead guitar player. We were in a couple bands previously. We've been playing together since high school. And then the two other guys have also been in metal bands. Uh, Bassist was from Die Atlantic, if you've ever heard of them. And
Mhm.
yeah, we just kind of yeah, we just kind of ended up all in the same room together and started jamming, and things went better than expected. So yeah, now we've been at it for a couple years.
It's awesome. Right on. That's a lot of fun. How did you get into metal yourself? Like what was the song or the moment or the memory that you have that you were like, yeah, this is it for me.
Well, I always liked the kind of punky, heavier, faster stuff. Like, morphed from, like Blink 182 to like Rise Against, etc., Billy Talent, that kind of stuff. I think the first one that made me really like enjoy screaming was probably Alexis on Fire. And
Cool.
even they weren't that heavy, but then it kind of morphed into like, Kill Switch Engage and Bullet for My
Yeah.
Valentine, all that kind of stuff like that was getting big around that time.
Right
And
on.
then yeah, just went from there to more and more extreme stuff, and yeah.
Awesome. Right on. So, okay. Um, let's talk the history of you guys, your albums, your songs, your shows you've played.
Yeah.
Where did it start with recording for you guys?
Well, actually, our bass player went to school for recording stuff. So all of our
Cool.
stuff is self produced, and we recorded it out of basements and his bedroom and stuff like that. Um, and yeah, it just kind of, I don't know. We started writing, and then he already had all the means to record it, so we just kind of figured why not. And I don't know, I feel like we have so many just weird jokes that just evolved out of nowhere, just doing them. Like
Yep.
so we're releasing our fourth EP soon. But every EP is like a celebrity face and it's their name, but it ends in EP. So we started off with the Steve Buscemi EP, and the the cover was just like people the cover is just his face, but all the eyes and mouth are duplicated, and it's kind of hard to stare at. And
Yeah.
I don't know, that's another one that just kind of people ask us, it's like, where'd you come up with that? And it was like we were in the middle of recording and one of the guys giggled and turned around his computer and that was it. It was right there. He just made it because he was bored, and now it's like our
Yep.
thing. And so we're I think the next one is going to be the Angelina Jolie P, but
Yeah, I love it.
we're in
That is great.
we have so many ideas for them that it's hard to choose. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Right on. So I'm going to assume then that you guys have excellent flow when you're playing and jamming and recording.
Yeah, I mean it's I don't know. It never seems like there's enough time in a week. We usually get together every Friday, and it seems like, between hanging out and trying to get everything recorded. It's nice
Yep.
though, recording our own stuff. We move at our own pace. So
Mhm.
there's never any deadline, which is the best and the worst.
Yep.
I think our last EP we planned on getting it out last summer, and like October rolled around and we kind of just scrambled to get it out because we'd said so many things and didn't really have any follow-up. But yeah, it came
Mhm.
out in October, so we were pretty excited about that one. And it was definitely like got the most attention out of any of them, but we haven't been super good at promoting ourselves so far.
Well, what I had a question. This is what ADHD is when you go live. Sometimes this happens. I'm sorry.
Good.
You had mentioned you guys had started in between 2019 and 2020, and you
Yeah,
guys have 4 EPs.
yeah.
What was your timeline for from the first EP to the last one that you've released, and what was your recording like? Not a bad question for pulling that one out of my ass since I forgot the last one.
We try to, I don't know, we always talk about getting multiple EPs out in a year. Just
Yep.
because it feels like the music goes naturally. It's just the recording process takes a while. So it averages out between our unrealistic expectations, how lazy we all are. It averages out to about one EP a year. So I think we
Right
had,
on.
yeah, it's 2021, and and now we're on our fourth, and it's 2024. So obviously the beginning part took a little bit to get going, but once we you know found our sound and found what we wanted to do, it kind of just started to, they more or less write themselves at this point, it feels like. Um,
That's awesome.
and yeah, we've kind of fallen into like, 5 songs in EP, and I don't know, our songs are just insanely fast, and most of the EPs you can listen to in like 10-12 minutes. And so
Ri-
yeah, it's, I don't know, we have fun.
Right on. Awesome. Where do you guys all pull your influence from?
Kind of all over the place. I'm a huge fan of like Every Time I Die and The Chariot, and just kind of like more noisy, uh, just all over the place music. All the other guys
Mhm.
have different. We all have different kind of things to bring to the table. Our lead guitar player just likes to play fast a lot, so if we can't figure out what to do, then it's just going to be fast. Our other guitar player has more of a, I don't want to say traditional metalcore, but
Yep.
he's more the breakdown guy. And yeah, it all kind of, I don't know, it flows together. Everybody's got their own kind of like, not everybody's just into metal, and everybody brings their own thing to the table, and it seems to work pretty well.
Right on.
Mhm.
What genre would you guys classify yourselves as? Because
We
you guys have a pretty unique sound.
we keep saying metallic hardcore. I don't know, but I think because I don't know, I was reading that metallic hardcore is just the long way of saying metalcore, and and we're not. I don't know. I don't consider us like straight up metalcore. I like to think of us more as hardcore, but then the true hardcore kids would probably say no, not a chance. So it's hard to classify. I feel like. I mean, not actually, because it's very it's we're doing anything groundbreaking, but I don't know. We like to just go fast and have fun and throw a couple speed metal solos in there and just whatever seems to fit, we'll just cram it in there.
Nice. Fast is good. Fast is always good, especially
Yeah.
for metal.
Yeah, I think we have on our new EP coming out that's like 15 seconds long or something like that. It's just I don't even know why I kept telling everybody it's not actually a song, but we recorded it and it's done and it's going to be on the EP, so I guess it is a song.
So now it's a song. Right on. Well, it's nice to have fun little interesting things like that on your album because stuff like that makes your music memorable.
Yeah.
So, right on. So I know this question is probably, it's a dead subject because it's COVID and nobody gives a fuck anymore. But what was the writing process and the playing and practice process like for you guys? Because you guys came together right around the time that it struck the world.
Yeah, actually, COVID's the reason I ended up as the vocalist in the first place. I actually was playing bass when we for all first got together because all of my previous bands have been playing bass.
Right.
And we were learning covers and we were just kind of hanging out and having fun. And then just COVID hit, and everybody retreated into their homes. And
Hmm.
during that time, I kind of gave everything a break, but the other guys kept going. And it actually ended up being that by the time I'd come back, they had our current bass player playing bass instead. And then they were like, "Hey, do you want to?" Because I was trying to play bass and do vocals, which I'm terrible at. I can't do both. But they were like, "Hey, you want to just stick with the microphone?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So that's how I ended up off the bass and doing this. And
Right on.
yeah, I don't know. We kind of got into a flow during COVID. I know, like everybody cared a lot, but our band didn't care very much. It's not like we weren't playing gigs or anything. We were just hanging out and having some beers. It was pretty harmless. So we just kept doing what we were doing once we kind of got the ball rolling.
I well, because we're live, I legally bent all the rules and language during that time too, and I did not stop filming the entire time.
I honestly,
So,
honestly, if we'd had the opportunity for gigs, we probably would have played them. But I think for
yep,
the first 2 years, there was one guy we know who held a barbecue jam thing in his backyard, and
cool.
for the first 2 years of Scuzz existing, those were our two shows in 2 years were his backyard. So that was good time to figure it out, I guess, because I don't know. I've watched somebody took a video of the first set we ever played, and I did not know what I was doing without an instrument in my hand. So I'm super glad I got some time to figure that
Yep,
out before we actually, you know, started playing actual shows.
right on. Awesome. How how did you guys come up with the name Scuzz? I love it. I have a partner for my radio station and I send him band names that he just can't wrap his head around, and you guys are the newest to get sent to him. So how did you guys come up with the name? I think it's great. So
Um, it started off as a joke. There was a much longer version of the name, which was I can't honestly repeat it. It's was pretty aggressive. And then
okay.
we just thought that Scuzz kind of fit what we were doing. It was just I don't know. It's like most things that happened in this band. I honestly can't pinpoint when it started. It just kind of happened. Like somebody said it, and everybody was like, "Oh, that, do that," and we just rolled with it.
Right
And it
on.
just it just fits. Like it's become like an adjective. Like it just describes, like if
Yeah.
something, like I
Okay.
can't think of an example off the top of my head, but there's, if something's grimy and nasty and just
Yep. No, it's a great
stuff
word. It's a great
fits
word.
buzz.
I love
Yeah.
it. So Ryfield says hi. Hi guys. Speaking of
What's
which,
up?
I guess I don't have to segue in because they've done it for us.
Yeah.
Ryfield Studios Festival at the Whiskey Pit. I finally 2 weeks in a row have said it correctly. Um, how did you guys get on the bill? Was it a fight to the finish?
No, they actually, well, we asked last year, but they said they had just, a list a mile long of
Yep.
bands waiting to play, which was fair. And then they actually came to us this year and asked if we would join. So obviously we were super, super excited to jump on that. The Ryfield set that Scuzz did probably, I don't know, we've been at it for years and not going anywhere. Not that we were trying very hard, but having that video up, just honestly, it we immediately show offers within the next couple months, and they just kind of kept coming. And
Yep.
so it's beyond stoked to play the Rye Fest.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're fantastic humans. They are. But
Yeah,
the people I was going to say the guys, but there's two guys and a girl. The lovely humans at Ryfield Studios are amazing. I love working with them any chance I get. They're so much fun. I have them on my radio station, which is launching at the end of the month. They have their own happy hour with Ryfield Studios, and it's pretty funny. I listened to the first two today. Somebody gave the guys a noise machine, so yeah. Oh, Ryfield says they're super stoked to have you guys.
we're stoked to be there. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be such a fun party. I think today that we made the deal that I'll be doing the merch for Ryfield in Sofa City. So I mean I'll be there anyway, but I'll be there. So that'll be a lot of fun. You guys
Nice.
are playing.
Yep.
And Order and Entropy is playing, and Ox is playing, and Sun Below is playing, and I can't tell anybody else who is playing.
To be announced. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yep, that'll be announced next Tuesday around 1 o'clock. I don't know. Hopefully, Steph and I have our shit together next week.
Yep. Mark the
So,
calendars.
yeah, we my calendar's got so many different colors on it. Shows and interviews and parties, and it just what a world to work in and live in. I love it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a great
It is.
great little
It's so
niche to
fun.
be in.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I find that the metal community, we're more like a family than we are a community. Everybody looks out for each other. Everybody gives a shit. Everybody's stoked to see each other. We all help each other out, and it's a good, great community slash family to be in, I guess.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we just recently
So,
last month had our first kind of tour. I wasn't really like it was like a week long, 6 shows in 8 days. So
cool.
but yeah, just a little Southern Ontario stint. But that was, I don't know, so cool. Just all the bands were
That's
so
fun.
much fun, all the way across the board. And the two bands we did it with, Sown and Panic Response. Those are
Nice.
some great bands. So great people as well. I should definitely check
That's
them
so
out.
fun. I'm going to see Sown next weekend at Taps.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna pop into their show, and then there's another. I think it's a punk show happening at the Alleyway in Welland, which is a really fun venue. We should talk about getting you guys in there. You would fit in that spot perfect.
Sure. We love that.
So yeah, definitely. Okay, so when you guys were on your we'll call it a tour because six shows in 8 days. I mean, six
Closest
different
closest
cities.
we've come. So
Definitely a tour. So, who did you play with, and where did you guys play?
um so,
What's up,
so we
Josh? Taco Bell. It's
Yeah,
Josh Smith. That is Josh Smith from Snake River Redemption.
okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. He just popped in and said, "What's up, Taco Bell?"
Yeah, we started off in Hamilton, or not Hamilton, shit, Windsor. Windsor's got a great scene.
Cool. Yes.
And the first band was Life and Chaos, if you've heard of them, and
Yep.
they're absolutely awesome. Killed it. And then yeah, there was London with Falls for the Elderly. They
Cool.
were awesome.
I love them.
Yeah, they're a fun time to watch.
Yep.
Um, somebody's on the Scuzz Facebook
Yeah,
giving
I see that.
all the BTGGs. Um, but and then yeah, we went from there to Newmarket with the Paroxysm. I think I'm saying
Yep.
that right. I don't know. I always second guess it,
I
but
think so. I never say it properly. I
yeah,
I stood next to them. I did my merch next to them last year at Beer Bash. They were awesome.
yeah, no, they were a great time. And then Hamilton with Absorb. We're actually playing again with Absorb in 2 weeks or next weekend, I think, on Saturday.
Cool.
And yeah, they're great. They're great guys. I think this will be our third show that we've played with them, and they're a super fun time. And then yeah,
Awesome.
it was Toronto with Beguiler, and
Love them.
yeah, Beguiler's incredible. We actually we got to play Sneaky D's, which sounded way cooler than it actually was. Uh,
Oh, really?
oh, I didn't
I
realize.
love that place.
I don't think anybody realized that because we played before emo night, so we thought that would be super cool. But it turns out
Yep.
people go to emo night; they don't go to the metal bands that play before emo night. So I think we played
Oh,
to like 5 people or something like that. But yeah, it was, and the time constraints there are super rigid. So there wasn't
are
any
they?
pushing. Yeah, there wasn't any pushing to wait for more people or anything like that. It was kind of just get up there, play, tear down, and you've
Yep.
got 35 minutes to do that. If you're off schedule, you're ruining it for the next band. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. So sometimes no wiggle room is good because sometimes you get those bands that take their time, and sometimes you need that wiggle room because of those unexpected things that happen that you don't, you don't know they're going to happen or whatever. Um, it's difficult. Some places are right on point to the second, and some places are relaxed about it. I guess it just all depends on where you are.
yeah, and most places are really nice about it. Especially for us, we're just starting to like uh, moving up the bill and not playing first every single time. And it's nice that most places just kind of give you, if it's your set time and there's nobody there, they'll push it 15, 20 minutes and see if any more foot
Right.
traffic's coming through. It's just somewhere like Sneaky D's, that's not going to happen. But it was
Yeah.
cool to play there. It's kind of a legendary place to play. So it's nice to have it on the resume at least.
Yep. Definitely. It's my favorite food spot when I go to Toronto. I go there for the
Yeah.
Northern Blues nachos. I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
The biggest nacho plate on the menu. That's what I go for. I love it.
I actually missed the
So,
nachos when we played there. It was just too busy. But yeah, I was upset. I love the Sneaky D's nachos.
oh, me too. I love that place. Oh, if you ain't first, you're last. That's definitely some good advice. I'm glad that the ones from your band that couldn't be here are interacting with us. That's why I leave the chat open. I like to be able to have everybody interact.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad
Well,
I got thrown under the bus to do this on my own, but somebody still managed to make it to Facebook, so that's nice.
yeah. I try to be as relaxed and laid back as possible, and no scripting it or writing things down or anything like that, because if I miss a question or something doesn't get said, or we run. Well, I make the time, so we don't normally run out of time. But I just like it to be more relaxed. I like to learn things at the same time that everybody else is learning them. When I
Mhm.
go look for my bands, I usually go look for them live at their shows so I can see how they play and watch how they play together and listen and stuff like that. Because if I like you live, guaranteed I'm going to like you guys recorded. Um, you guys, I did backwards. I haven't had the opportunity to see you yet. So I did do a little bit of listening this afternoon after Steph had released that you guys were playing. And I am super fucking excited for you guys to play. I can't wait.
Awesome.
So
Yeah, we're
I
super
dropped you
excited.
guys on the playlist as soon as I started listening. I dropped you guys on the playlist. So you're
Awesome.
now in regular rotation.
That's amazing. Thank you.
So absolutely. Um, self-produced in Skidmark Studios. I'm
Yep,
so glad all of you guys are interacting. Is that the name of your studio?
that's what we affectionately call it. Yep, Skidmark
I love it.
Studios.
I love it. That's fantastic. I don't want to know how you guys got that name.
Nope, probably not.
No, other people might, but maybe we'll do that on a different show when we've got the rest of you here.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody else is probably better to field that question, anyways.
So, right on. No, it's Tidy Whitey's now. Oh, that's fun. So, okay, so what I'm going to ask you, what's a musical influence that you have that is not metal, that not many people know that you listen to or draw influence from?
Uh, See, I'm the one who always gets made fun of because I don't listen to like anything that's I have to like struggle to come up with bands that aren't heavy that I listen to.
Mhm.
One of the other guys, I mean, I swear, like half them will be, if you got our bass player talking, he'd list off country bands, and uh, lead guitar player would be all about 80s like U2 and stuff like that.
Yep.
Um, and then there's me, who's just I don't know.
Just heavy all day long. I mean, there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with that. I love heavy music.
yeah, no, it's mostly
Well,
heavy music for me. You
you
know,
know,
I like lighter stuff here and there, but for the most part, it's just different variations of heavy, whether it's, inspiring heavy or heavy heavy, or,
yeah.
it's all over the place.
What was your first concert experience? Your first live music experience?
The first one I think I went to just with a couple friends was probably 3 Days Grace.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not
Right
a
on.
big fan anymore at all, but at the time it was the coolest shit ever, so
Yeah. Well, we grow. We grow.
yeah.
So,
Now
right.
now
And they're Canadian, so there's nothing wrong with that.
I just kind of view them as heavy Nickelback now though. So it's
Yeah. Who I like, it's weird with Nickelback because everybody hates on them, but everybody I talk to has seen them live, says that they are the best fucking pyro show they've ever seen and are comparable to Kiss.
we actually want to go see them in Rock the Park this year. It'd be pretty cool. I
That
don't
would
know.
be awesome.
We've been talking at length about covering a Green Day song, or Green Day, Nickelback. But uh I don't know. We can't I don't know. Some of the guys are holdouts still. So
The post-ironic love of Nickelback is real. Oh, you guys are great. I'm so glad I got to interview you. I'm glad I got to get you guys right the same day as your announcements came out. So far, every band has lined up where the announcement has come out, and then I've got you guys on the show the same evening. So it's working out really well. And I think we have like 3 weeks in between the last interview, which is really hard to hold in all of these bands. This is so hard. Um, so we've got 3 weeks in between the last interview and the festival. So I think in that 3 weeks, anybody that wants to come back on the show any Tuesdays in between, I'm hoping to grab a couple of different members from different bands throughout those 3 weeks. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, I'd love to have you guys come back for that. It'd be a lot of fun.
Possibly. Maybe I'll see if I can get everybody else to actually show up this time.
Cool.
It was just, I think we all forgot this was happening,
Yep.
and then we got the message on Facebook and kind of started freaking out. So yeah,
I'm sorry.
I nailed. No, it's okay. That's where the other guys spent the whole day brainstorming ideas for stupid shit to do, and then an hour ago, I was like, "So what's happening?" And dead silence. So I had to throw on my mask and come downstairs and set up my computer. So
Right
yeah,
on. Well, I'm really grateful that you did, and I'm really glad that we got to do this interview. It's been a lot of fun. It's gone super fucking smooth. I haven't tripped over any words except for one sentence, I think, and that had to do with Taco Bell. So that's understandable. Um, but yeah, it's been a fantastic. I've really enjoyed being able to sit and shoot the shit with you and chat and hang out.
yeah,
This is great.
that's a good time.
So, okay, so what shows do you have coming up between now and Ryfield's festival at the Whiskey Pit? That's the second time I've said it right during this interview, let alone in general. I'm on a roll. What other shows do you guys have coming up? What social media can we find you on? And what other bands do you want to give a shout out to that you're going to be playing with in the future?
Sorry, I'm just trying to pull it up. So
Yep.
we've got 2 in May, or 3 in May, actually, so far as the our shows. We've got May 11th in Brantford. That's with Absorb, Lover's Teeth, and The Good Depression. And
Cool.
I'm fangirl real quick, but The Good Depression is amazing.
I love them.
They just released their Ryfield set as well, and I watched that whole thing. I'd never actually heard of them before, and that just sold me. It was exactly my kind of music, so super stoked.
Well,
And
that's awesome.
then yeah, we've got May 17th in Toronto, also with The Good Depression, so
Cool.
that'll be cool. And then May 31st in Newmarket. Um, oh yeah, with Falls for the Elderly. So it'll be cool to
Sweet.
see those
They
guys again.
were, they played last year
Oh,
and they put on a
Ryfest?
fucking wild show. Yeah, yeah, and they put on a wild show. They were so fun.
Oh yeah,
Was
yeah.
it
I keep
last year?
joking.
It was
I don't
last
know.
year. I think it was last year.
I wasn't there. We couldn't make it out last year, but uh yeah, they put on such a fun show, and I keep joking that they're 3 bands in a trench coat because I swear the lineup changes that happen just while they're playing.
Yep.
It's very fun to watch though. It's like the entertainment factor is 10 out of 10. So
Right on. Yeah, that's so cool. That's so fun. Ryfield says hopefully they finish filming early on May 11th and make it out to your show.
I hope so.
So
That'd be
I think they're putting themselves on the spot to let you guys know that they'll be there.
Yeah, I'm
So
actually really excited for that show. We our final show of the tour was in Guelph, and that was Chronic Noise,
yep,
and
love them.
with Uncle Rick. And so
Yep,
this is our going to be our second show with him. Super stoked because our first one, it wasn't a bad show, but it was St. Patrick's Day. I think everybody forgot that it was St. Patrick's Day. So like the door to this venue was like obscured by lines of college kids wearing green. Like you couldn't,
crazy.
yeah, you wouldn't have been able to tell if there was a show happening there or not. Like I swear people would have gone there with the intent to go to a show and not been able to find where the door was because it was just people waiting to get into pubs. So we're really stoked to play another Uncle Rick show that is not on St. Patrick's Day and hopefully
That's
has a
awesome.
more accessible door.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, no, Chronic Noise is great. I love them. I love them.
Yeah.
I think they're coming out for vending for the metal market on May 25th here in the Falls. So that'll be fun.
Oh, Metal Market. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's the Mayhem Metal Market, shameless plug. May 25th. The doors open at 6:30 and there's going to be I want to say 12 vendors, but I think I've lost count at this point. And there's 5 bands. We've got Stuck in Neutral, Crimson Asphalt, Burdizzo, Cryophilic, and Temple of Night. Oh, I did it without skipping a beat. So
Nice.
it's $25 per ticket. We're not raising the door price. It's 25 across the board. If you're 15 years old or under, it's $15. So should be a lot of fun. It's going to be a huge spot. It's a new arts hub, arts and culture hub. There it is. There's the fuck up that I was so proud I didn't do earlier. Here in the falls. So it'll be cool. It'll be a lot of fun. So if you guys can make it out, it would be great to see you. Are you frozen? I think we're frozen. I think we're frozen.
Hello?
Back? We froze for a minute.
Yeah, I forgot I put my my VPN on sleep mode for an hour, and it just kicked back in. So it was trying to reconnect from Iceland. So that's my mistake.
Oh, right on. It was both of us that froze. So I mean, it could have been from either end. I just reloaded it so that we could continue on. And I don't know if anybody heard that wonderful rant that I just had and didn't fuck my words up, but I'm not going to do it again because I'm guaranteed to screw it up.
Right, fair enough.
It is what it is at this point. The universe always works in perfect timing. So,
Yep.
I mean, obviously, if everybody heard it, wonderful. And if nobody heard it, then obviously there was something not meant to be heard. So, it is what it is. So, well, this has been absolutely a blast. I've had so much fun interviewing you. Where can we find you on social media? Where can we find your merch and your albums?
We're on Spotify. All our albums are also free on Bandcamp. Um, it's usually kingscuzz.bandcamp.com or kingscuzz on Instagram. Yeah, that should, I don't know. We're pretty easy to find, I think. The album art it's all celebrities with weird faces. So if you see those, you know you've ended up in the right place.
Wicked. Awesome. That's fantastic. Well, I'm really grateful that we could do this, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again with the rest of the band. I mean, we can do it again without them. I feel like we had a blast and it was great, but I would really love to meet them all too. Hopefully they're as fucking cool as you are. So,
Thank you.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
no, it's been a great time. Hopefully we'll drag them out next time. Because yeah, it's we tend to be a lot more funnier when we're all in the same room, I think.
Right on. Right on. Well, I'm hoping to start a new series called I don't know. So we'll call it something that has to do with me taking bands on dates. I think I'm taking Order and Entropy out in June, and we're gonna record the date because I live in Niagara Falls, right? So we've got zip lines and Ferris wheels and haunted houses and golf courses, and so yeah. So I'd like to do something like that. So maybe we'll have you guys come down, and you'll be one of the bands that I take out for mini putt and ice cream.
Absolutely. That would be super scuzz.
Right on. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, yeah, we'll do some fun stuff for sure.
All right, looking
Well,
forward to it.
on that note, I'm just going to chat with you backstage for a minute. I'm going to kick everybody else out. On Thursday, I have Sentiment Dissolve coming up. I didn't do any promos because we've been so backed up with the market and with the festival at Ryfield, and we got a few other things coming up, and we may have some things that involve music and wrestling and beer, but we'll talk about that later on in the summer. I can't tell you who's on next Tuesday, Stephanie will tell you that next Tuesday morning, and then we will have them up Tuesday night. It's been a pleasure. It's been a blast. Hopefully everybody tunes in next week. Go to the socials, find Scuzz, and follow all their stuff, buy their merch, listen to their music, and get out to their fucking shows. We can't support the bands if we don't support the bands. So that being said, all you lovely humans have a wonderful evening. And are the two Ryefield guys wrestling at the fest? Well, I think we have brought some new ideas to the table. And on that note, I'm definitely kicking everybody else out because I've got some ideas to write down. And we'll see you on Thursday at 7 p.m.